All right, folks. Radio check, radio check. We are back. It is October 1st. It is fall, bro. The last time we spoke, it was summer. Now it's fall.
Exactly. It's crazy how time is just going by. October 1st. Who could believe month 10, right? Right around the corner at the end of the year, and we're going to start all over, reset again. But for those that are joining us, we are doing this, as you know, every first and the 15th. But first, our prayers and thoughts goes out to everyone who was affected by Hurricane Ian. As you know, we both are Floridians, and we were just talking before we got on
Yeah.
about luckily, we dodged some of the bullets and others did not, right? Flooding, lost electricity, cable, the house getting losing parts of the house, the roof.
Yep.
I know Southern Florida was hit, devastated. Kissimmee was hit, and it went up north to Carolinas. But to those out there listening in, our hearts and prayers go out to any family that have left their home. There's no home, right? Because that's a great memory, a great loss. But hopefully you persevere. There's a lot of definite emergency crews, a lot of resources out there. If you definitely are one of those, let us know. We can put some things on the chat for you. But hearts and prayers go out to every family member out there that has suffered the devastation of Hurricane Ian.
Yeah, and it's amazing that we are on tonight. Being in Orlando, Oviedo, in the state of Florida, because it's just a testament of number one, we did not get it as bad. Although I will tell you, there flooding is an issue up here, but nothing compared. Right, our worst compares nothing with what happened down southwest and has happened in the Carolinas. I mean, this thing went from here kind of diminished in intensity for us in Orlando, Oviedo, went out into the Atlantic, gained steam, and
Mm-hmm.
hit the Carolinas. Some areas look just like the Southwest. Maybe not as bad as far as destruction, but flooding. I mean, we saw a lot of flooding up in the Carolinas, as the
Mm-hmm.
news was reporting. So, yes, I mean, this thing will continue to impact with rain. We're sounding like a weather channel right now, but it is the thing, right? It is the thing right now that people are dealing with, and so we are having you in our thoughts and prayers, and we just wish everybody a speedy recovery for those, unfortunately, that have lost loved ones.
Mm.
We are also thinking about y'all, and yeah, it's a tough thing to go through and experience. I had a sister down in Fort Myers,
Mm.
and just checked on her and make sure she was okay. She was inward enough not to get that type of destruction, but undoubtedly still scary, because even up here, the wind was howling.
Yeah.
The rain was just out of control
Right.
rain we've never seen in the last 7 years. We've never ever seen rain like that. It was like somebody opened the faucet. Yeah.
Exactly. So, folks, again, prayers, thoughts, and our heart goes out to all those out there in that path of destruction. But better days are ahead of all of us.
Mhm. Yep.
Just know that. So, this is October, folks, and as you know, what goes on this month? So, for this whole month, is we're celebrating National Disability Awareness Month, the whole month of October. We still have 15 more days of Hispanic Heritage Month, ends on October 15th. This is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So please, if you haven't, check yourselves, both men and women,
Hmm.
because breast cancer and any type of cancer is
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely something you want to avoid. But here's a chance to check yourself for breast cancer. What goes on October 4th? On Tuesday, for those who love
Mm.
it, it's National Taco Day, people.
Taco, taco, taco.
Taco
And
Tuesday.
I'm gonna be eating some tacos.
Every time I talk about a candy or food, this man owns up to that. It's awesome. It's awesome. Also on October 4th, and the sundown starts Yom Kippur. So, folks,
Mm.
Yom Kippur starts sundown on the 4th. National Teachers Day is October 5th. So, everyone who, like all of us who had teachers and those going through school, Give your teacher that apple. Give him a nice little gift on October 5th, that Wednesday. Going down a couple more days, October 10th some celebrate still Columbus Day, some celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, but it's all on October 10th. And on the 13th, guess what? Good drum roll. We have the 247th birthday of our United States
That's
Navy.
right. That's right.
Hoorah! So that's just going on the first half of the month of the month of October, and those celebrations for the whole month of awareness, breast cancer, and national disability. So that's what's going on, folks. What's going on with you? Who's here?
Hey, yesterday we had International Podcasting Day. So,
Yeah.
for all of you that follow Radio Check, or at least, the Leadership Void, thank you for making us, the ones that occupy your half hour. Usually each episode is about half hour of your day when we talk about leadership on the Leadership Void. It's nice to have that platform where Vince and I can speak towards and get guests that come on and speak about leadership and how they deal with leadership and tips and things like that for everybody. So thanks for having us. It's one of the fun things that we get to do.
And speaking of that, and also let's thank those who voted, because on Wednesday the 5th, we will know about the winners of the best branch and the overall podcast. So stay tuned for Wednesday the 5th. But thank you for those who voted for us. And we're looking forward to hear some great news on the 5th of October about the winner of the best podcast. So more to come on that. And as well, talk about TLV, the Leadership Void. I talk about, Enrique and I, guess what we do? We travel all around the country, virtually, that is. And we showcase those military and first responders in those communities doing some great things. If you've never seen our show, tune in every Wednesday, all platforms. We put it on LinkedIn Live. LinkedIn, and I put it on Facebook, and it's all over those plasters. So check us out. We have some great guests, dynamic folks, someone coming up for celebrating both a trifecta here, not trifecta. Trifecta, I guess all of us we got Hispano and Navy coming up in a couple of weeks. So you don't want to miss that episode. It's going to be amazing. I don't want to give out too much, but some great things going on, as we had already the Air Force. Now we got the Navy, ready did the Army, and soon the Marines. So we're just excited to showcase our brothers and sisters in arms. And we had great first responders. Again, we do this every Wednesday. You see it come out live on LinkedIn. We broadcast it, record it, but it comes to you live on LinkedIn. So check it out.
All right. And Richard Walsh says, love the podcast. I appreciate that, Richard. I thank you for being with us. Now, there's an update on the Broken Jarhead. Basically the Veteran Podcast Award will be out October 14th. So the 15th, when we see each other again for Radio Check, we will be announcing. We'll know. We will be announcing where we ended up, and it's all thanks to those that listened and voted, and we really do appreciate that. It's amazing to see what a simple gesture as creating a podcast for the veteran community, the military veteran and first responders, military spouses, which we had a lot of. Thanking organizations like AMC and
Spouse Lee,
the Rosie Network.
Yeah.
Who else? Bunker Labs. We've had several of the Bunker Labs folks. And so thanking those organizations for allowing their entrepreneurs and their leaders to speak on our platform.
Yeah, speaking of platform, shirt I'm wearing is another wonderful individual that came from one of the co-founders of VEI, which is Veterans Entrepreneurship Initiative. And in fact, they're doing some great things here in Central Florida. It's not only about the education of the veterans, it's also about community and guess what? Learning from one another. So VEI is doing some great things. We're meeting with them, and hopefully have a great news also to share in our follow-up podcast here in Radio Check. But VEI, shout out to you. I'm wearing your shirt. Enrique will get his next time he sees them.
That's right. I gotta get to the meeting first.
Gotta get there. But VEI, shout out to Rafael, Ricardo, Rebecca for putting this on and doing some great things for those veterans that want to either start a business, scale a business, or take it to the next level. So they're doing some great things out there, and more to come with them. So follow up with us. Hopefully at 15 we have more news about them.
Yeah, this is something that seldom is talked about, folks. If you're with us, don't be shy. Put a comment in there. I'll keep refreshing on my side to see if I have anybody come in and comment. But please do comment. I'm watching those. But talking about transition, right? Military transition is not easy. Some of us are continuing to transition as we get older and separate from that retirement date or that separation date. You will continuously transition. It is a never-ending thing. But I'm speaking at a conference not too long from now, and I will be talking about podcasting as a tool for transition. And Vince and I can tell you how instrumental this podcast thing has been to us. We've met a lot of great people. We've made a lot of great connections. The network base is just amazing, which we have also used to facilitate others getting in employment or getting connected or speaking. So transition doesn't have to look the same in terms of what are you going to do, like go from one job to another. You may be surprised where your transition role leads you. This is one of them for Vince and I. We have our own business, but we do this, and it has been a blessing. And I can tell you, it has helped my transition, and as I continue, right, to transition.
Thank you for sharing that. It's true. It's not the same for everybody, but guess what? There's different facets. Like I say, any ladder will take you to the top. Just take a ladder, just pick one and definitely will get you there. But transition is hard, is murky, it's a storm sometimes, but there's always sunshine at the end, but you have to go through it. And there's a lot of folks in this community that are willing to help. And we are out here putting the light on it. If you want some resources, need some help, need to connect with someone. Enrique and I, to his point, this podcast and others have given us the opportunity to spread our wings all through our nation and internationally to get folks to guess what? I know somebody that can help you with that. Guess what? We talk with the Rosie Network. We talk with the founder of this, the founder of that, So just reach out. That's the first step, people. And talk about that. Let me just bring a couple quotes as I do every 1st and the 15th.
Yes.
And these, I think, resonate with some who just went through this, right? Be strong because things will get better. It may be stormy or it might have been a hurricane, but now remember that rain never lasts forever, right? So it's going to be there, but it's not forever. Rain will come and it will go. And guess what? Rain is also instrumental for the seeds that you planted. So be strong because things will get better. Another thing, make yourself a priority because you are worth it and you matter, people. And lastly, you're allowed to scream. You are allowed to cry, but listen, don't give up. Don't give up. Radio Check is here. Other resources are there, so please don't give up. You matter. You're worth it. You can cry, you can scream, but know that you should be strong and you'll get over it in a sense that the rain will be over soon. So, folks, that's the quotes for this week, this month, this period, as we continue to transition through the hurricane and through the next steps of your military transition, which it might be a hurricane for you too, but we all go through it.
Yeah, and the beauty of it all is that as we as we have these shows, the your ability is to get in that chat, and if you have questions or if you have things that you want us to discuss, or just to let us know, hey, we're here. Thanks for what you're doing. Jesse said, a great conversation and message here, guys. Thank you both for putting this out there. Our pleasure, brother. You know, and he's a video strategist, so he should know a lot about what we're doing in terms of bringing the podcast platform to a video streaming platform. But uh, the great thing is that you have others that are gone before you, and so
Mhm.
you can use platforms like this to ask questions. If you're curious about, hey, what about this? What about that? This is the place to do it. We do this in a 2 week period, right? So you won't see us again on Radio Check to the 15th. But the point is the first and the 15th, the first and the 15th, right? And John says, God bless all of you. Our prayers are with you in Florida. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Um, John in the great state of Texas.
Mm.
Um, and we still got some barbecue. Every time every time John goes on, I'm gonna think about that barbecue. Brother, we're gonna have to make a trip. Maybe we'll do a mobile podcast when we get over there.
Amen. Amen to that. And thanks, John, for the message and checking in on both of our families and those others that you probably know
Yeah.
here in Florida. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Hence, we're brothers and sisters in arms. So we check in a lot of each other every time we have. So, John, I appreciate that. You being a great leader that you are, a humble leader and a servant leader, and such a compassionate leader. So, thank you, John, checking in on us. Uh, of and those who are unfortunately not checking in on us in the sense of chatting with us,
Hmm.
just say who you are. Sound off. Let's sound check. Just tell us where you're calling in from. We love to know. This is again put on every first and the 15th of every month, 1900, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just a way to check in. And if you think there's something we should do differently or better, also let us know, because, hey, we always would love to evolve and we like to pivot. And if there's something you think that we should try, we'll give it a shot. Just give us an idea, put it out there. We're here to learn. We're here to get, if it's more important to multiply in a different way, let's do that. But again, right now we have our parking space on the 1st and the 15th at 1900. But if you have another spot, come on,
Well,
bring it on.
Jesse say first and the 15th, easy to remember. Cheers, guys, and have a great weekend. You too, brother. Enjoy your weekend. Um, and yeah, that's why we picked the first and the 15th. That's something that we're all used to. Those two numbers resonate, and they usually sound like cha-ching.
Cha-ching,
But
cha-ching.
but it is something that we can actually gravitate to, and make it simple for all of us. But thanks for stopping by and being with us tonight. Folks, we're coming into one of the greatest days that I can think of to celebrate. And I know Vince, he's laughing. Yeah, look, October 13th. It's real important, folks. And I know John, you're gonna come in there and chime in, but we're gonna have a party. Yeah, so we won't see each other till the 15th, but we're gonna celebrate from the 13th to the 15th, and every day in between there, right? Because we do this every year. We celebrate the first is the Army birthday, right, in June, right? June 4th. Oh, you think? Oh, a Navy guy knows the 14th, 4th, one of those, right? And then we got Air Force, we got Navy, we got Coast Guard, we got, or Coast Guard before Navy, we have National Guard. Well, Space Force is the last one, right? They the
Mm,
December baby, and
uh-huh.
and baby, because they really are just baby right now. But and so every time there's a birthday, we make sure to honor the force. It's so nice to be able to celebrate something. And I don't know, people. There's some nations that wish they had something like what we got.
Hmm.
And it's just not just Navy. I mean, all the force, right? The entire complement of force. There's some people that could only wish that one day they could have a force like the United States military. And
Hmm.
so our hats go out to all those men and women, both on the military side and civilian complement support team, that make our force as great as they do. We happen to be running up on the Navy birthday, but we do this every time somebody celebrates their birthday. But our hats go out to all those that are serving right now and are out there doing God's work. While we entertain folks on this video podcast, but it's an honor, and everybody has an end to watch, right? We got to hang it up sometime. And we've just made sure that we're connected and plugged into to something similar. But it's been good to celebrate all those, because I tell you, the world wish they would wish to have something like we do.
247 years, people. U.S.
Mm,
Navy's been around. Air
yeah,
Force only 75. But
that
you know what? But we are just honored to have our U.S. Navy because sea to shining sea, that's big ground to cover, like they say. But without them, we wouldn't be where we at today. So thank you, sailors. Thank you, Enrique. Thank you, all those out there that have served in the United States Navy. And we'll celebrate you, like he said, on 13th, and we'll continue on the 15th. Yes.
so John says, can you put up a local link that we can donate to y'all's relief effort? We'll get that link. There are several organizations locally that are, going through vetted organizations that you can do that. We will put that as part of the comments here, post, live, and you can see it on the replay. But we will do that. We'll put a couple of organizations that are supporting the efforts down southwest primarily, right? Because although we've had flooding here, there's nothing like that, like what happened down there. So we'll do that. Thanks,
Yep.
John, for bringing
Yeah.
that up.
Appreciate it, John. Really do. Really, really do. And folks, don't forget this whole month we're celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month, National Disability Awareness Month this whole month. And for those who love tacos, on Tuesday is National Taco Day. So hit it up. And for those who remember your teachers, if you're still in contact with them or your kids have the teacher, they're going to school, on the 5th is their day, National
Mm-hmm.
Teachers Day. So take care of the teachers this Wednesday coming up and show their appreciation, all they do. Because when COVID hit, shut down the schools, parents appreciate teachers more than they know now.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Yeah,
And
he does.
even in this this
Hybrid
whole
environment.
event, right? This event with the hurricane, there's a lot of moving parts, and there's folks that are not going to be going to school for a while. Even here in
Mhm.
Orlando, and at least down here, they are schools are shut down through Monday. So they won't start back up hopefully Tuesday, because there's some schools and some school districts that got hit worse than others.
Mhm.
So those teachers, they have to flex just like everybody else, right? And so yeah, we gotta appreciate them.
Yes, indeed. And folks, we're always doing this first and 15th every month. We're just excited to continue forward. We're closing out the year with some great guests on the Leadership Void. Check us out every Wednesday. We drop an episode at 0600. And it's on all social platforms, social media
Hmm.
platforms. So check us out, the Leadership Void. Leadershipvoid@gmail.com. If you have any thoughts of who should we bring on as a guest or any questions for us to leadership questions we should curate between each other and think about bringing on a guest that will talk about that. But we're just always excited to come on these platforms, this transitional piece that we use as in this platform of the podcast, to talk to great leaders all around the country and find out what they're doing, their secret sauce. Hey, talk about sauce, Charlinda Scales. We had to talk about mud sauce, right?
Oh yes, especially the one with bourbon. You got to try that one.
What?
I haven't.
I'm waiting for Thanksgiving. I've
What?
been savoring it for
No,
two
I ain't
one.
waiting for nothing. As soon as I get there, I'm gonna use it. Hey, if you have not, hey, I'm gonna put Charlinda on there on the link right here.
Watch
If
out
you have
now.
not connected with Charlinda, I'm gonna put this on.
Whoa, the Charlotte Scales mud sauce. It is phenomenal, people.
Charlinda, and then I'm gonna put Mutt Sauce here because I tell you,
Phenomenal, people. It is great stuff. And hey, not bragging, but that's another airman, another Air Force vet. But there's so many vets doing some great things and first responders doing great things. And we're just happy to showcase them. And you learn a lot through them, and we learn a lot through each other. But it's an opportunity to share. Hey, some and all have somewhat of a transitional hiccup, and here's folks that are testaments of getting past that, and you all can do it too. So continue to be strong. Things will get better. Make yourself the priority. As I said earlier, you're allowed to scream, you're allowed to cry, but don't give up, because you're worth it and you matter, people. But yeah, great leaders out there. Hope you see our show, The Leadership Voice. We're excited to continue starting our season 4
mm,
coming up in January. So, woo,
season 4,
wow.
and folks, we do seasons by by year, right? So this is
Mm,
the 4th year that we've been chomping at the bit. So we're talking about leadership. So much has been covered. If you are not, abreast of it, we're going to put the link also to the show so that you can have it there. But we would love for you guys to join in and visit us. Subscribe, leave
mm-hmm,
comments, go through all the folks that have been through our podcast, and because there's a lot of gems.
mm-hmm. A lot of gems indeed. Not only the people, but their pearls of wisdom they shared. There's a few that resonate with me to this day, and I'm just so grateful to have met them on this virtual platform. But hey, hats off to all of them, all our guests of season 1, 2, and culminating 3. And we're kicking in
Yes.
strong with 4 in January, and some great folks coming on that we're gonna bring on too as well. So I'm just excited to continue to serve you all on that virtual platform called the Leadership Voice Podcast.
All right, folks. This is it for us. We will see each other on the 15th. On the 15th, we're gonna have some exciting news. We're gonna have some exciting news,
Podcast
folks. Yeah,
extraordinaire.
right. So we're gonna be sharing that with y'all all. But thank you for being with us tonight, sharing your time with us. We will see. Um, we will see each other soon, and be blessed. All those be please be safe and careful that you're still in Florida in the South and even in the Carolinas. Our hearts and prayers are with you all.